Okay, this is Orlando Wilson, and what I want to talk about in this video slash podcast, because I'm going out in both formats now, is something which you need to consider if you're providing close protection services, security services, etc. And you need to consider it more than what you think. And that is, you need to be providing the clients with what the clients want. Now, one of the issues in the security business, close protection business, etc., is that a lot of clients have absolutely no clue about security. They think they do, but they don't understand security. If we get into the realms of protection, executive protection, close protection, clients are clueless. Yeah, they don't understand it. All they understand is what they've seen on the TV, movies, etc., etc. They don't understand security. Let me give you an example. Because again, if you're providing services to clients, you have to provide them with what they want. And maybe what they want is not what you see as being real security, which a lot of times it's not, but it's what the clients want. One example, before I left the US, before I left Miami, I done a favor for somebody. They were doing a TV shoot for some novella, and they managed to get this in Miami. They wanted me to come along. I brought one of my guys. I take it they needed security at one of the locations to tick the box, to tick the insurance box. I knew the person, I was dealing with them on other things, so I said, yeah, sure, no worries, I'll come along. I'll just, simple job, nothing to worry about, etc. Anyway, we turned up and it was going to be a photo shoot. It was busy. Well, they're filming a novella, so it's going to be busy, a lot of people around, etc. And there was no pre-planning on this, and this is what gets me. I'm big on pre-planning. When I turned up, there was no pre-planning whatsoever. And what, how can we put it politely, upset me to start with, I spoke to a couple of members of the, shall we say, crew, and they were very offhand, like, okay, you're just the security guys, etc. I'm not going to go into too much detail. I said, all right, I'm here doing you a favor. I don't need to be here. And I spoke to the person I turned up about that asked me to come along about this and said, look, you know what, if you want me to be here, I'm here for nothing. I'm not charging you for this and doing this as a favor. Your people need to be a little bit more respectful, which they weren't. So, you know what, I understand the media business. I understand a lot of the people in the media business think they're rock stars, but you know what, they're not. Anyway, so that got things off to a sour start. There was no organization. They'd not taken security into consideration, etc. So to me, it was a cluster as far as security was concerned. The location had their own security guard, and also I take it to get the permit to film, they needed to have a local cop with them, a Miami-Dade cop. So they had security. I was just there, me and my guy was just there to tick a box, and that's it. We spent the day drinking coffee, sat out the way, etc. I told the person I was doing the favor for, okay, we're here, you have security, you have the cop. If there's any major problems, we'll deal with them, but there's not much we can deal with because we don't know what the hell's going on, because it's that much of a disorganized clusterfuck, to put it very politely. But we're here, call us if there's any problems. If I was being paid, it would have been a lot better organized, and we would have provided, well, there's not much else we could have done, but we would have been a little bit more proactive in ensuring things ran smoothly. I take it they ran smoothly. There was no security issues, so such is life. Now, back to the reason for this video. Me and my guy was sat there, was looking at this, and it's a TV shoot. If you've been on a TV film set, you understand a lot of it's chaotic, a lot of people running around, moving around, etc. There was no organization. If we went in and we said, okay, this is how you need to do things to make sure things are secure. This area needs to be blocked off. We need ID badges. Certain people can only go in certain areas, etc., etc. I don't think they would have wanted it. Why? Because security is the last thing on their mind, because nothing's going to go wrong. And most people's attitude towards security is they don't like it, they don't want it, you're unnecessary, because nothing's going to ever happen to them until it happens. And then it's a problem, and then there's a drama, etc. And a lot of the things that happen can always be avoided. I was saying to my guys, the best thing we could have done there, especially for that crowd, if instead of we were doing the best we could do, I'd say we were doing the ideal job. We were sat out of the way. If there's any problems, if the venue security couldn't handle it, if the Miami-Dade cop couldn't handle it and he was being paid to be there to deal with the problems, yeah, then we'd intervene. That was our job. Free job. The best thing for that crowd, especially the media crowd, you know what? If there was a budget, the best thing we could have done, I think that the clients would have loved it, would go and hire a couple of actors to be the meeters and greeters, to be the access control, to be the first point of contact. Hire a couple of actors, dress them up in the black suit, the black tie, the white shirt, the earpieces, etc., and tell them, okay, stand here, just pretend you're bodyguards. Today you're going to be acting as bodyguards. Do everything you've seen on the TV, the movies, be the tough guy, be the bodyguard. Act like the bodyguard. And you know what? Those clients would have most probably have thought that these guys were really professional, because they'd been acting just like they've seen on the TV and the movies. They wouldn't have realized these guys had absolutely no clue and were just actors, because they were providing what the clients believed was security. Whereas if we went in for the nitty-gritty, the threat assessments, the planning, the preparation, don't do this, don't do that, I don't think the client would have wanted it. Anyway, this is back down to, you need to look at what the clients actually want. Do they want real security, which can in some ways infringe on their lifestyles? We try to do everything so we do minimum infringement on the client's lifestyles. But on something like that, at an event, especially a film shoot, something like that, which was a semi-public area, there should have been a lot better access control. But they didn't want it. They didn't have time for it. They got other things to do. They're more interested in doing what they're doing rather than security. But again, I said to a number of people over the years, for a lot of clients, you'd be better off hiring a couple of actors to play bodyguard, to meet and greet, to be high profile, and have the professional guys that's there to deal with the problem sat in the background, out the way, and there to identify any possible issues and respond to any possible issues. Whereas the meet and greet guys, to keep everybody happy and to show everybody that there is security there, can just be a couple of actors pretending to be bodyguards, pretending to do what they see people doing on the TV and the movies, right? And sadly, that's what a lot of security companies do. They just dress people up and they pretend to play bodyguard without any planning, preparation, or actually knowing what they're doing. They just find guys in suits, usually black suits, black ties, white shirts, the goon suit, and that's it. They play bodyguard. They pretend to be bodyguards. Anyway, this is where, if you're providing the client with services, you need to work out what they want realistically, and you can work out whether you can provide those services, or if you want to provide those services. But again, a lot of clients out there that will pay bills, again, this job I done for nothing, but a lot of paying clients out there, if you go in with a strict security plan, they're not going to want it, because they think they don't need it. So you need to work out how you can provide them with protection, and also provide them with what they want that fits in with their lifestyle, fits in with their image, fits in with their, shall we say, culture. So I hope this video gives you a few things to think about. Follow me along on social media for more videos, stories, etc., etc. In the meantime, be good, stay safe, and stay out of trouble.